Good to go anytime? Yep, okay. If I go back to the end of March 2014, we had Tanner and Archer, and we were expecting our third baby. We had just found out that it was going to be a girl after having the two boys, which was exciting and a shock all at the same time. Life was a bit crazy. Shane was working full-time. I was working part-time, but nearly full-time hours from home and from an office. But other than that, life was good. Things seemed pretty normal. The following week, so April 1st was on a Tuesday. That was April Fool's Day. Shane always tries to prank me on April Fool's Day. Drives me crazy. That particular Tuesday night, I can remember it as if it were yesterday. We were eating McDonald's for dinner, and the news was on, and it felt as if someone placed a blanket of dread and loss over me. And it was the weirdest. It was so weird, the feeling, that I actually told Shane, I've just had the weirdest feeling. At the time, didn't think much about it, thought maybe it was a sad story on the news or, who knows what goes on in your mind. But then the following day I went for an ultrasound, just another one to see the baby, and that's when they took me aside and said, we don't see a heartbeat. And I had no idea what to do. I was by myself at the scan. I thought I was just gonna go in and get some nice pictures and then go home. And instead I screamed and cried, and then I had to call Shane and just tried to process it, just cried and couldn't believe what was going on. And then I think a part of me was hoping that they were wrong. So we tried to keep things as normal as possible. We told Tanner that, we thought something was wrong with the baby and that we'd have to go to the hospital. And that night was horrible. I didn't sleep. I kept thinking I could feel her moving. I wished I could feel her moving. And that Thursday we went in to Gold Coast Uni Hospital. They gave me another scan and they confirmed that yes, she had passed. And that's when I knew, looking back, that Tuesday when I felt that dread, that was the moment her heart stopped. I just know it was. On Friday, the 4th of April, 2014, at 4:38 p.m., our daughter was born. We named her Annabelle Grace. She was 202 grams, and she fit literally in the palm of my hand. She was perfect. She had her father's bum. I'll never forget that. All of my husband's genetics are very strong. And I just knew that she was if she had made it, she would have had Shane's bum. But she was just peacefully sleeping. And up until that point of giving birth, it was really nerve-wracking for me. I was very scared. The midwives were amazing, but I didn't know what it was going to be like. I didn't know what it would, if it would feel any different. Like, of course it's going to feel different because there's not going to be a baby crying at the end and all these different things. I didn't want to watch her being born. There was all these things going on, but the minute she was born, it was as if, again, a blanket was dropped from above on top of me with this massive warm hug, and there was a feeling of peace that I've never experienced before or after this moment. And I just knew that God was there and he had her. She was safe. She was where she was supposed to be. Shane was holding her. He took her to the window because I wanted her to see the sunset. But it was okay. It was really strange because I thought I would cry, but I didn't cry. I knew that I was okay, and I knew that it was going to be okay. And it's still so vivid to this day, but it's just, I knew he was there, and I just knew this was now part of our story. And then that's really, Annabelle was our whole reason for then turning to Christ. Becoming saved. I grew up a bit more in the church than Shane did, and we had looked for churches in the past, but nothing clicked, and of course life got in the way. And then after Annabelle, we knew we wanted to see her in heaven. We wanted to be with her again, and I knew God was real. I knew he had been there, and there were so many things that he had set up because of her. So by having her, we had that quality time together. I learned so many different things about how babies work and the medical mysteries of everything. We made new friends. We found new groups. It did so much for us, and it turned us to God. And so he really does have a reason, and he really is there with you. And I think that's, not only did he give us all these blessings with Annabelle, but that moment, that pure moment of peace is something I will never forget, and I will always remember how it felt. and I will always know that God is there. So even when you're not sure if He's there, He is there, and He cares. I think that's my big takeaway from everything, was that God is always giving us blessings and He loves us. My name is Kirsten. This is my story. What's yours?